Hello guys, welcome to the second tutorial of chat app with MVVM and Firestore. So what we have done so far is that we have added our dependencies needed for this project, and we have also uh, generated the fragment files and attached our layouts to it. Now it's time a little bit for you to take a look at what is happening in the layouts. So yeah, this is like the main activity where I'm hosting my navigation graph, and chat item left is for the message if the friend is replying, and chat item right is the message if user him or herself is sending a message. Fragment login is just pretty much self-explanatory, that you would see user logging in from here. Fragment profile is that user would be updating the photo or the name. Fragment register, similar to the login, it's all about you know registering the user. Fragment user is going to display, it has a recycler view. It has a recycler view, and it displays the users that have registered on the app, and it has a button for logout and the photo of whoever is logged in. Fragment chat is where you send the messages, and you see the messages. That's where the fragment chat is. And user style is the layout for the users list. So when you are going to display users, this is the layout that recycler view will be attached to. So that's pretty much it for the layout when it comes to layouts. And you can maybe pause the video, or you can just directly go to my GitHub repository and download this. So yeah, what we'll do is now what we'll do is like we'll create some packages right away. So we need a package for my adopter, where we are going to create a message adopter and a user adopter. And what we'll do is we'll create an MVVM folder where all of our MVVM logic is going to be written. So we need user view model, we need user repository, we need message view model, and we need message repository, and we need another package, and we will name it a model. So this will have the user model and the message model. I think I should just work right away on this. So this will contain a user ID, image URL, and username, and status of the user. So what we'll do is we'll create an empty constructor for it. This is required by Firebase if you're working with Firebase. Okay, the getter setter methods. In message model we have sender, who is that would be user ID. Receiver is going to be a friend ID, whoever you are sending message to, and the time time is yeah, and image URL, the image of the user if it's needed. And the message, because we need to display the message also. And we will make sure that the spellings of these variables are same uh, once we put these values with the hash map. So if the spellings are not same, then you will not be able to fetch the data from the Firestore. So I think these are the files that we would need for the most part, and we would not need any more files. So let's just get right to writing the logic. And what I'll do is I will just run these apps on both of my devices, because I want to, like, see also, because it takes time to run app. So first and foremost, we'll go to our login fragment and tweak it a little bit, because we want to go to sign up first, right? So oh, something is happening. So we have to remove this clutter from our I think meanwhile our app is being loaded. Computer is hanging a little bit. Okay, so what do we have here? If we go to our login fragment XML file, we have a text view that takes us to the sign up activity. And we are using navigation, so we would need a navigation controller. Let's just create on view created method. So if we see, our preview of this app would be coming in here anytime soon. So let's just leave it for yeah. So this has loaded, and yeah, we'll fix this later, these little things. But for now, let's focus on this. Text view is taking us to the register activity. So what I'll do is I will initialize these views. Go to sign up activity, view, find view by ID, go to sign up, and navigation controller is going to be navigation, find view, and let's just add an event listener on this, click listener on this. So navigate RID action from login to register fragment. And the reason I'm able to see this, because I didn't show it in this tutorial, is once I am creating this navigation graph, I'll show you here. You just have to come in here, add all your fragments, because I have added all of it, so that is why I cannot see here, and click on this and take it here, like this. Okay, so that means you're going from here, and that will automatically create an action for you to use, just like I have used in here. So it is not difficult. First step is adding your fragments, all of your fragments here, and then you can use this button to, create from one place to another place how you want to go. So really easy. Okay, and and if you don't understand the navigation fragment, then you can just I would just open the code of it, then you can just come in here, okay, to see that how it's being done. I'll just go a little bit more. Yeah, you can pause the video and like take a look at it or download it from GitHub repository. Going back to login fragment, this is where this is done, and this will take us to our register fragment. But while I'm at it, I'm going to write some more code so I can initialize the views, et email, et password, and we have a button for sign in button. Okay, same thing. Okay, further we'll also take FirebaseAuth here. So we'll just go in and use the same views. And so we can say go to sign in, and here we also have the username. User Firestore. Okay, so let's just initialize these views also here on view created, and I'll pause the video, so I'll write all this and like you can just copy and paste it, because this is gonna take time a little bit. Okay guys, so I have so far initialized my views that are present on the register activity, and what we'll do is whenever the sign up button is clicked, we are going to store name is equal to et name get text to string. So we are going to store all the text that is present in all of three edit texts. And here we are going to add some validations also. So if name is empty or email is empty or password is empty, show toast fields are required. If name is empty, type, we can set an error here on edit text name, set error, enter a name. If password dot length less than 6, then we can set an error on the pass edit text, that is for the password. password length must be 6 or more characters. If email is empty, so et email is going to be enter email bitch. So if this all is false, then just sign up the damn user, and we can pass name, email, password, and we can create this helper method. So this is going to be FirebaseAuth create user with email and password, add on complete listener. Okay, so if the task is successful, we'll take one string here as user ID. Then user ID is going to be FirebaseAuth get current user get UID. And if task is successful, then Firestore collection users create a collection for us in the Firebase, in the Firestore, and sort it with user ID. And here what we'll do is create a hash map, because we are going to put some values in our Firebase Firestore. Hash map, new hash map. Let's just put user ID, hash map, image URL, default, hash map, put status is offline. We'll work on these two later. Right now just follow along. And what we will do is the name of the user, because we have to display it in our, so if I go back in model to see the spellings of it, username, status, image URL, status, user ID. Okay, perfect. The spelling seems to be right. Yes. So set hash map, add on complete listener. Great. So if this is done, then nav controller navigate, take me back to the register to login fragment so I can log in again. And one more thing, go to sign in if you don't want to sign up a new user. Sorry guys. Then you can go back to the login fragment by clicking on that text view, go to sign in, and for last, yeah, that's all. This is done for our registering, and now we'll go back to our login fragment where I have not initialized most of the views. So what I would do is I would initialize these views. Et email, et password is going to be et password, and sign in button Okay, great. So here what we'll do is FirebaseAuth get instance, and what we'll do here is when sign in button is clicked, so we are going to store our email from the edit text into the email variable and password. So here again we'll apply some conditions. If email or password is empty, we can write a toast. Credentials required, and if password length is less than 6, we'll just get it from whatever we wrote here. Okay, we're going back to login fragment. Okay, perfect. Otherwise, we can just sign in the user with email and password, and let's create a method. So FirebaseAuth sign in with email and password, add on complete listener, and we can write if task is successful, give us a toast signed in, and take us to the user fragment, because now we have signed in. User fragment, login to user fragment. Yeah. And one more thing, whenever the app is starting, because obviously when app is starting, according to our navigation graph, the login fragment is first. So here we will add a check that if user has signed in once and have not logged out, then we need not to show the login fragment. We directly want to come to our, you see here, this arrow is bringing us to our user fragment. So what I'll do here is going back to our login fragment, I'll check in on start. Okay, and we'll write the same if Firebase indicated current user is not null, then take me in. So that's all, and I think we should run our app to see. Okay, one more like we can add here, register fragment. We can add a message here that signed up. So we'll run the app, and I think if everything works well, then what I'll do is I'll end this tutorial, and from the next one we will be doing some more work on this app. So our app is here, and what I'll do is I will register 2-3 users, sign up. First username can be Samuel. So for some reason the keyboard is not working on this one. Oh, okay, let's just leave that there. and the email can be samuel@gmail.com, and we can have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is the button that is not being displayed. Yeah, so we are already on our user has signed in. And what I'll do here is I'll try to register some other user, but it's not. Yeah, I'll just do it on my device. 2 3 4 5 6. So if we see here that we have already registered 2 users, and if I come back to my console in Firestore, I should be seeing the collection and 2 users have, signed up. And I think that's all for this tutorial. But what we can do here before that is, once, like, we can just try to add like a progress dialog to make it a little bit more efficient. So let's just pd, so to make it a little bit looks like beautiful. And what we can do is pd is equal to progress dialog this, or we can say get context. And what we'll do is pd show, pd set message, signing, and if it's successful then dismiss. Let's do the same thing, signing up. Let's do the same thing in our login fragment. So once we register our new user, it should look a little bit more efficient. pd, and although these things may look a little bit like difficult from the start, but if we keep on trying these, so I think this can be good for us, that we get familiar with this. Progress dialog show and set messages, signing in, and pd dot dismiss if the task is successful. So lastly, what I'll do is, once we are on user fragment, we have a button to log out. So in order to test the logout, because right now we are seeing that on our screens that we have logged in and we are on user fragment. So how to log out and also test the progress dialog? On view created, so we need a button logout, and we need Firebase authentication. So okay, and logout, find view by id, logout button, set on click listener, view on click listener. And what we simply is gonna do is sign out. We can just add a little bit of authentication, although it's not necessary in this case, because navigation will force it. Even when the user is not logged in, then we will not even see the user fragment to begin with. So okay, so Once we log out, we have registered 2 users. I think I will register 2 or 3 more. You can register as many as you like, so we can play around with the app a little bit. So user has already registered. That is why it is showing us directly the user fragment. I can log out. So waiting for the app to be launched. Logout button. So for some reason this button is not working, maybe because of this condition. Yeah, we will remove this. And meanwhile we'll try to fix the color of our yes, so the color is for the sign in button is fixed, and we'll also do that for our uh, sign in button, and we have done it for our sign up button. So I'll restart the app so we can see. Because right now this is not looking really good. Okay, so our button look great. We'll sign in another user, Jonas. You see the progress dialog that we had created. If I click on logout, I should be logged out, but some reason I'm not, but we can see to that later. So let's just fix why can't we log out. User fragment. FirebaseAuth sign out. Yeah, so the reason we have logged out, but the reason we cannot see it is because I have not attached the navigation controller to it. So we need to tell it where to go after it has logged out our user. Yeah, so here what we'll do is navigation controller navigate after it has logged out from user. It should take us to, we can also display a little toast. Okay, let's just rerun the app. That is why I was surprised that why it's not working. It's actually working, but we didn't give it a destination. So this has already logged out, but it's still showing it. Meanwhile, we can register one more user. I think that's enough users for today. We'll fix this button later. Sign in, log out, coming back to sign in fragment, the login fragment. We can log in with this user. And what we'll see here is the progress dialog, and we are in. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. We have successfully created some users for our app to work with, and in the next one we would be working on displaying these users, and yeah, it will be a cool tutorial. So thank you for watching and subscribe.